Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Heat Zone Live, courtesy of Kendall Sports Network. I'm Deron Butler, and as you can see right there on the right of my screen, we have ourselves a game on the way, already playing, I should say. The Boston Celtics going up against the Miami Heat, and the Heat are once again on national TV, this time on ESPN. So this one should be another high-scoring game. And this one has a lot of high stakes as well because Miami are trying to play their way out of the play-in and just trying to get one of the 6 seeds in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So a lot is riding high in this game. So we have some action on the way. That's a three from Peyton Pritchard. Here comes Jaime Hawkins Jr. Finds Kel'el Ware. That should be a foul on, that is going to be a foul on Boston. So that should send Kel'el Ware to the line for 2 free throws. So I think that foul is going to be on Peyton Pritchard. So Kel'el Ware will go to the line for 2 free throws. Kel'el Ware knocks down the first free throw. And Kel'el Ware knocks down both free throws. So far in this game, it's been back and forth between these two teams. Here comes Peyton Pritchard. Finds Jaylen Brown. Brown guarded by Pelle Larsson. Jaylen Brown fades away. Rims off. Rebound goes to Pelle Larsson. Here comes Jaime Hawkins Jr. Jr. to Hero. Hero drives in. Misses the layup. And here comes Boston. Peyton Pritchard goes for 3. And he knocks it down. And right now the Celtics retake the lead. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins gives it to Hero. Hero back to Hawkins. Hawkins goes for the 3. And that one rims off. Rebound goes to Boston. And that's going to be a foul on Jaime Hawkins Jr. All right. Bam Adebayo and Drew Smith are coming into the game for Miami. Meanwhile, Boston is bringing in Neemias Queta. Luka Garza will take a seat for Boston. All right, here comes Bam guarding Jaylen Brown. Brown kicks it out to Sherman. Sherman drives in. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Neemias Queta, but that ball goes out of bounds. Out of bounds, last touch by the Heat. All right, here comes Peyton Pritchard again. Knocks down another 3 as the Celtics go up by 5. I'm sorry, that's Sam Hauser. Excuse me. Sam Hauser with that 3. The last 2 threes for Boston. Tyler Hero pulls up, misses the basket. Rebound goes to Miami. Drew Smith misses the basket. He should have passed it to Bam. What was he thinking on that play? All right, here comes Jaylen Brown. Drives in and gets a layup over Kel'el Ware. All right, now here comes Kel'el Ware. Drives in. Ball gets knocked loose. And here comes Boston on a fast break. Jaylen Brown gets the dunk. And right now the Celtics are running away with this one. And that ball goes sailing out of bounds. And we're gonna have ourselves a timeout. The Celtics right now have been on a run as they lead 39-30. And we are back. The Celtics are leading 39-30. Right now, the Heat needs to find a way to play better on both ends of the floor. Because right now Boston is hurting them as usual. All right, here comes Jaylen Brown. Brown kicks it out to Peyton Pritchard. Sam Hauser. Back to Pritchard. Pritchard, a long three, and he misses it. And another costly turnover for Miami. That sets up Sam Hauser for the three, and he gets it. Boston right now on a 13-0 run. Here comes Hawkins. Gives the ball to Drew Smith. Tyler Hero sets back for three. That one falls. And that ends a 13-0 run for the Boston Celtics. All right, here comes Jaylen Brown. Brown goes for the three, and he knocks it down. Jaylen Brown with 20 points in this game. Bam Adebayo looking to answer back with a three, but can't. Here comes Boston again. Jaylen Brown, another pull-up three. He misses. Rebound goes to Kelly Ware. Gets the ball to Tyler Hero. Hero goes for another three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Boston. It looks like we may have a rebounding foul on Boston. So that will send Bam to the line. There's Bam tussling with Jaylen Brown. And then Neemias Queta came in out of nowhere. Bam missing the first free throw. All right, Jaylen Brown with 20 points, the most in a quarter by a Celtic this season. And Bam missing both free throws. That is uncharacteristic. There's a three on the way from Boston, and that one falls. Sherman hitting that three, and right now the Boston Celtics lead by 15. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins spins in, gets his shot blocked by Neemias Queta. All right, here Miami will have his side out. They give it to Simone Fontecchio. To Wiggins. To Hawkins. Hawkins with the step back. Rims off. Oh my goodness. And here comes Jason Tatum to Sam Hauser for three. And that was, oh my God. It's only the first quarter, and now Boston are up 51-33. This is unreal. This is seriously unreal. This is unreal. Jason Tatum goes for the long three. Rims off. And there's Peyton Pritchard for the put. And now the Heat are trailing by 20. You can't make this up. At the end of the first quarter, Boston leads 53-33. I repeat, Boston leads 53-33 to end the first quarter. And we are back, ready to begin the second quarter. Boston leads 53-33. Rebound goes to Bam. The Boston Celtics have 53 points, the most in any quarter since 1970. And Simone Fontecchio missing that three. Rebound goes to Boston. Jason Tatum guarded by Bam. Luka Garza has it. He misses the rebound. Misses the basket. Here comes Simone Fontecchio. Gets his shot blocked, and here comes Boston. Jason Tatum, pull up three. He sinks it. Boston right now on a 27-3 run. A run that spanned from the first quarter to now. And Simone Fontecchio goes down. He gets fouled. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, here's my thing about this game right now. All the Boston Celtics are doing is just knocking down their threes. That's all they're doing. Why is it so hard for the Heat's defense to not read that? Why is it so hard? Simone Fontecchio knocks down the first free throw. And Simone Fontecchio makes both free throws. All right, here comes Derek White, guarded by Hawkes. Garza sets the screen. Garza now has the ball, guarded by Hawkes. And that's going to be an off-ball foul on the Heat. All right, Boston will have it side out. All right, here comes Tatum. Tatum goes for the spin, passes it to Derek White. Luka Garza for three, and he knocks it. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Like, why aren't the Heat getting? Why aren't the Heat reading these 3-point shots? That's all Boston is doing right now. Here comes Wiggins. Almost lost the ball. So here goes Simone Fontecchio driving into the lane. Rebound goes to Bam. Out to Davion Mitchell for three. That one rims off, and here comes the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum now thinking about going for the three. Taps it out to Peyton Pritchard. Derek White now has it. Derek White kicks it out to Luka Garza. Almost loses the ball. I think that's going to be a foul on Miami. This one's going to be on Simone Fontecchio. I mean, why aren't the Heat not picking up on the 3-point shot? Like that's right there with Luka Garza. Almost made it. All right, here comes Miami. Bam gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam knocks down the first free throw. Right now, the Heat are down by 23. The Heat are down by 23 in this game. And that one rims off. Bam goes 1 of 2 from the line. All right, here comes Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, here comes Peyton Pritchard. Gives it to Jason Tatum. And that's an easy basket for Luka Garza. All right, here comes Bam. Gives it to Wiggins. Wiggins to Bam. Bam goes for the 3, and Bam knocks it down. Every basket helps for Miami right now because this lead is abysmal. Jason Tatum gets his shot blocked, and here comes Bam. Bam gives it to Larson. Larson out to Fontecchio for 3. And Simone Fontecchio knocks down the 3, and that's going to prompt a Celtics timeout. Right now, Miami's trying to claw their way back into this one, but the Celtics lead 61-42. And we are back. The Boston Celtics still have a commanding lead over Miami, but the Heat right now are trying to get back into this one. So right now it's an uphill climb for the Heat. But they need to really put a dent in the Boston Celtics offense. All right, here comes Peyton Pritchard. Pritchard kicks it out to Tatum. Tatum to Derek White. White guarded by Larson. Here comes Tatum. Tatum gets the basket. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell gets the floater, and right now it is a 19-point lead for Boston. Here comes Jason Tatum. Tatum thinking about going for a pull-up three. And Tatum knocks it down. Right now, the Celtics lead by 22 in this game. All right, here comes Wiggins. Wiggins loses the ball, and that will go out of bounds. Last touch by Boston. All right, here comes Bam. Bam drives in. Bam gets his shot blocked, and here comes the Boston Celtics again. Tatum drives in, misses the basket, and that's going to be over and back. All right, here comes Miami now. Boston so far with 6 blocks. Miami only has 1. Lars gives it a Hero. Bam sets the screen. Tyler Hero gives it to Larson, and he gets a dunk. Right now the Heat trail by 20. Here comes Eric White. White gives it to Tatum. Back to White. Ball is loose, and here comes Miami. Davion Mitchell saves the ball, but it goes out of bounds. A would-be momentum turning moment for Miami goes right back to Boston. All right, here comes Celtics. Derek White gives it to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown drives in, gets the basket. And right now it's back up to a 22-point lead. Here comes Davion Mitchell to Andrew Wiggins. Back to Davion Mitchell for 3. And that one rims off. And here come the Celtics. Jaylen Brown looking for another 3. Here it comes. That one rims off, and rebound goes to Miami. Tyler Hero pushes up ahead to Bam. Bam already, and Bam just loses the ball. Why did Miami didn't help him out there? And block after block from Miami, they catch a break there. Bam to Hero for 3. Tyler Hero sinks the 3. Right now, the Miami Heat need all the momentum that they can get. All right, here comes Jaylen Brown, guarded by Tyler Hero. There's a 3 on the board, blocked by Wiggins. Excuse me, Wiggins drives in, and Wiggins gets the layup. Right now, the Heat are trailing by 17 in this game. Here comes Jaylen Brown, misses that 3, but there's Luka Garza for the putback. And I think that's going to prompt a Heat timeout. Just when it looks like Miami had some momentum going, here comes Boston with another basket to put them back down. The Celtics are leading 70-51. And we are back. Score is 70-51. Boston has the lead right now. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Bam. Bam gives it to Larson. Larson guarded by Sam Hauser. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero driving in. Kicks it out to Pella Larson. Larson gets the layup. All right, here comes Boston. Boston. All right. Jason Tatum has the ball. And he drives in for the effortless layup. It's still a 19-point lead for the Boston Celtics. All right, here comes Pella Larson. Larson gives it to Hawkes. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Hero. Hero gives it to Larson. Larson gets the basket, and that should. He gets the basket, and that should count, and he will go for the and one. Nice play to get it into the rim. Larson was fighting against Jason Tatum and Neemias Queta, who I believe committed that foul. So Larson will go for the and one. And Larson misses the and one. Here comes Boston. Derek White gives it to Jaylen Brown. Here comes Jaylen Brown. He's double teamed. Kicks it to Jason Tatum. Sam Hauser, corner three. Rims off. Rebound goes to Bam. Here comes Miami. Tyler Hero. Guarded by Hauser. Hero drives in, but gets his shot blocked from behind by Derek White. And there's Bam coming up with the steal. Bam going coast to coast. Bam gets a layup over Derek White. Nicely done. Solid play from Miami. And right now the lead is down to 15. Bam Adebayo so far with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Here comes Tatum. Wow. Just wow. Uncontested dunk from Neemias Queta, and no one from the Heat bothered to pick him up. All right, here comes Bam. Davion Mitchell for three. That one rims off. Defensive rebound goes to Boston. Here comes Jason Tatum. Gives it to Jaylen Brown. Boston swinging the ball around. They give it to Jason Tatum. Tatum thinking about going for the three. Jaylen Brown now has it. Jaylen Brown fades away. Misses the basket. Rebound. So I think that's gonna be a rebounding foul on Miami. Yeah. No one on the Heat bothered to pick up Neemias Queta. They were so worried about who's gonna make the three. Sorry, I'm guessing that rebounding foul is on Boston. So here comes Bam. Bam gets double teamed. And I think that's going to be another foul on Boston. All right, here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. Gives it to Bam. Bam goes for the three. Rims off. Rebound goes to Boston. Jason Tatum now. Tatum guarded by Bam. Tatum steps back three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Queta, and I think that's going to be a foul on the Heat. I think, yeah, that one's going to be on Pella Larson. All right, so Boston will have it side out. And it's stolen away by Miami. Pelle Larsson. Pelle Larsson was looking for Bam, but instead the ball got deflected out of bounds by Boston. So the Heat catch yet another break. All right, here comes Pelle Larsson. Gives it to Hawkes. Hawkes thought about going for the three. Drives in. Hawkes gives it to Wiggins. Wiggins. Back to Hawkes. Hawkes is backing him down. Hawkes missing the basket, and the rebound goes to Boston. Derek White drives in. Gets the basket. And right now, here comes Miami. Tyler Hero for three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Bam. Bam gives it back to Tyler Hero. Hawkes. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Derek White. So it will be Heat ball. All right, here comes. That one rims off by Miami. Here comes Boston again. Jason Tatum. And there's Derek White with the easy putback. Not one player on the Heat defense bothered to get that ball back up. That's embarrassing. The Heat's defense needs to do a lot better than what they're doing right now. Yeah, I get it. They're getting some defensive stops, but what about, getting the ball? And that ball is sent away. Here comes Boston. And they now have 80 at the half. And that's going to end the first half. The Celtics lead 80-57. Just when it seemed like the Miami Heat had a chance to at least make some noise and rally back into this game, here come the Boston Celtics yet again, making fools out of the Heat. It's not just that the Heat couldn't guard the three-point shot. I mean, that's the majority of Boston's offense right now. That's literally the majority of Boston's offense. It's hitting long-range threes. But also the little things. Not picking up basketball. Not picking up the basketball once it's not down. Or finding out that the uncontested player is about to score. Or in that case, news. Okay, we got that uncontested dunk. Mine needs to do better on both ends of the floor. I don't know, they have to put their base together with Bam and Keloware. Or they need to draw fouls for the second half. That's all you have to give. And knowing the game second half, I'm not going to hold my breath. When it comes to them. I'm not going to hold my breath and say, okay, this team, me, have a chance, or may not have a chance. But they need the second half. Yeah, it's not going to look pretty. Especially if it's a Boston team that's hitting threes. So right now, it's that time. I'm relaxed for a bit. Keep myself situated before the board begins. I'm going to call the action. are back in the third quarter. Scores 8-57 Boston. And Sam Howell gets the basket and goes to the line for one. So far, already to a bad start in the third quarter for Miami. And Sam Howell missing an one opportunity. Here comes Miami. Davion Mitchell, guarded by Derek White. Finds Paul Lawson. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell to Lawson. Lawson for three. Now over the top. Rebound goes to Neemias Queta. Here goes Jalen Brown. Now finds Queta. Queta gets the dunk. Another uncontested dunk for Neemias Queta. And Boston right now making this one too easy. Here's Paul Lawson. Gets his shot blocked. And that's going to be a goaltend. That's going to be a goaltend on Neemias Queta. So I think that should be points awarded to Miami. But instead, I think it's going to be 2 free throws for Miami. Paul Lawson at the line. Misses the first free throw. And Paul Lawson goes 1 from the line. Here comes Derek White. And Jason Tatum. And out to Derek White for three. Now over the top. Rebound goes to Wiggins. Wiggins to Hero. Hero finds Bam. Bam finds Larson. To Wiggins. Wiggins for three. And Wiggins knocks down that three. Right now the Heat are trailing by 23 in this game. Derek White has the ball. Guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum goes for three. Guarded by Bam. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Neemias Queta. And that's going to be a foul on Miami. That will send Neemias Queta to the line for 2 free throws. Neemias Queta knocks down the first free throw. And Neemias Queta goes 1 2 from the line. But recovered by Boston. Here comes Jason Tatum backing down Davion Mitchell. And knocks down the fadeaway jumper. So now the Celtics lead 87-61. Tyler Hero goes for three. And Tyler Hero knocks it down. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. That will be Heat ball. Jaylen Brown's elbow connecting with Andrew Wiggins' face. All right, here comes Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins fights Bam. Bam. Not enough. Not enough emphasis on that shot. Here comes Boston. Jaylen Brown gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Jaylen Brown makes the first free throw. And Jaylen Brown makes both free throws. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Brown. Now picked up by Derek White. Davion Mitchell gives it to Larson. Larson, pump fakes, passes it out to Wiggins for three. And Andrew Wiggins again from Miami knocks down the three. Andrew Wiggins right now with 13 points. Here goes. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Miami. Still remains with Boston. Here comes Jaylen Brown. Knocks down the corner three. Right now, it's 92-67 Boston. Here comes Bam. Bam gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam knocks down the first free throw. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We had gotten cut off. There were some technical difficulties we had to take care of. Of course, you see the scoreboard, and that's going to end the game. The Boston Celtics come away with this victory, 147 to 129. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties that we were experiencing, or rather I was experiencing. And this whole stream kind of got out of hand. So again, I do apologize. What I don't apologize for is the Heat losing on national TV to the Boston Celtics. The Heat should have known from jump that the Boston Celtics were going to knock down their threes and they needed to contest them. And that was in the first half. This is yet another embarrassing loss for Miami. And I'm not going to go into full details because I was trying to get this live stream back on the air for you guys. And yes, this one kind of hurts if you're a Heat fan. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Luka Garza, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, they got their baskets off. And for Miami, Tyler Hero, Bam, and Andrew Wiggins got their baskets going. Well, for Miami. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown led the way with 43 points. Sam Hauser had 23 points. Off the bench, Peyton Pritchard had 14 points. Luka Garza, as I mentioned before, had 12 points. Getting his baskets off, I should say. And we have a pair of double-doubles. Well, a double-double for Neemias Keita with 16 points and 11 rebounds. And Jason Tatum with a triple-double of 25 points, 18 rebounds, and 11 assists. And for the Miami Heat, Davion Mitchell had 21 points. Tyler Hero and Paolo Larson with 18 points each. Andrew Wiggins had 13 points. Jaime Jaquez Jr., the only player in double-double figures off the bench with 17 points and 10 rebounds. And Bam Adebayo with 29 points and 10 rebounds. This one sucks. This one sucks. And this is another reminder of why the Heat are where they are now. They're still in the play-in, and they still can't get right, especially against the top contenders of the league, like Boston, for example. It's just terrible. And the next time we see the Heat play, well, thankfully we have 2 days off because the Heat will play again on Saturday when they take on the Washington Wizards. So, easy come, easy go. We get at least a W for that one. That one's a gimme. Unless Bam looking to have a repeat or something of that matter. But I doubt it. Wizards Heat. Game starts Saturday at 3 p.m. and you can watch that on FanDuel Sports Network Sun or WPLG Local 10 in Miami. Again, Wizards Heat. Game starts Saturday at 3 p.m. and you can watch that at FanDuel Sports Network Sun or your local WPLG Local 10 News in Miami. I thank each and every one of you for tuning in and looking at the scoreboard, despite the fact that the live stream got cut off due to technical difficulties, mainly from the internet. But everything got settled, everything's worked out. But unfortunately, you look at the scoreboard, it is what it is. And with that said, be kind to one another, love each other, Look out for one another. Be kind. Be thoughtful. And always make sure that when you send love out to the universe, it comes back to you tenfold. And you spread it all over. That's what makes you become universally loved. Is that being caring, understanding, and being able to understand others and show grace. Because you never know when that day comes. I'm Deron Butler, reminding you to always run through the paint. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you whenever the next Heat game. I'll see you whenever I'm available for the next Heat stream. And as always, go Heat. Take care, guys.